So you've watched Critical Role, Dimension 20, and played Baldur's Gate 3, and said to yourself, I want to try D&D. Well, guess what? Here in Tavern Talk, we're gonna be helping you create your own character.
This time, y'all don't gotta just watch, y'all get to play. And y'all better make it to session, don't cancel on me last minute, please. We're gonna get you actually rolling your dice, gonna get you actually having characters about, get your sheets in motion. All of that good stuff, all in this short little bit. Maybe a little bit of a mess, but hey, you'll know at least something about what you're playing.
D&D has 9 races, and these 9 races are Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Halfling, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Human, and Tiefling.
For halflings, it's just Frodo Baggins. Or you may say Lord Farquaad. For the humans, it's just your basic human. You yourself, you the listener, is a human.
You're a human, right? You probably
Yep.
know. Like, yeah, it's not, there's not a lot different what we can, like, explain to you.
Okay, for dwarves, if you're familiar with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that's basically it.
Okay, let's go to the elves and shit. Everyone knows what elves are. Like, the, like, long, snooty, like, the sexy ones, right? Supposedly. I don't know. There's contention between that and tiefling. But, like, yeah, long ears, magic little folk, or magic tall folks. You know, a lot of different kinds.
You can go out with Freerin. The Freerin.
Freerin, exactly.
Yeah.
We love that. They live really fucking long, and they usually know a lot more stuff. Half-elves is when you take an elf and you take anything else and, like, well, make a fucking baby, right?
How about gnomes?
Well, there's the garden gnomes that you've got half-orcs, like, usually the big tough dudes, or tough gals, if you really like that. Like, tusk teeth would probably beat the shit out of you. They're usually scary looking, but really, who knows? They might have big arms because they want to hug you, who knows? Usually green as well. Dragonborns, they kind of sound as they do. No, this does not necessarily mean that your dad is a dragon, but who knows? If you want to do that, get a lizard folk, add a couple more edges, you probably have a dragonborn. Last up, you've got, like, the tieflings. Supposedly, sexy horned ones? Supposedly. At least, based on what a lot of people see. But think more, you're kind of, like, demon characters, or demonized in a way. They've got, like, horns, they've got different color skin, sometimes they got tails.
So you've found your race. Now it's time to pick your class. It's the next step. Here are some of what we understood after reading the book. We start with the barbarian.
Alright, so take a dude, right? Make him big, make him chunky. Like, make him really angry. He likes to hit with big things most of the time.
He
Pretty much the
rage.
chunkiest,
The Incredible
the
Hulk.
angriest, chunkiest dude you can think of. The Hulk! Yes, perfect.
You wanna smash things? Pick barbarian. The bard.
Horny allegations aside. Okay.
Entertainers?
They're more so the entertainers. Like, think like the artist of the world, right? Like,
Bruno Mars.
they most likely got something to say. They've got the riz to pull it off. Like, they're the ones sweet-talking everyone in town. Again, not necessarily horny.
The cleric.
The cleric are basically the healers of your party. They are the ones you don't want to die first.
They die first, you're fucked. But you know what? They're the healers of their party until you're not. They can do some real shit with the kind of spells that they got. Like, just call upon their fucking god to, like, rain down the goddamn flames of hell or heaven onto your fucking enemies. It really depends on how you play it. But yeah, a lot of the time it gets relegated to the whole, like, healer role. But really, damn, clerics, amen.
The druid.
Druid. So, like, furry allegations aside.
Nope.
Pretty much, like, think of anything, any kind of, like, animal. Think of nature. You're gonna be turning into animals. You're gonna be talking to plants. You're gonna be, like, summoning animals. A lot of the time, it's gonna have to do with, like, those kinds of things. You're, like, you can be, like, the party's weed maker if you really want, you know?
When you're listening to this is the person that your parents want you to be. Always touches grass, has friends, has plants as friends, I guess? Well, that's kind of pathetic. Plants as friends.
The fighter. Okay, hit things. Hit them a lot. Like, a lot. Like, just, okay, a lot of the time you're just gonna be hitting shit. It's in the name. They are called fighters. They fight. There's not a lot to tell you. I mean...
The monks.
Think any sort of like mixed martial artist, like whether it be stuff from straight up like the UFC or like fucking kung fu, a lot of the time you're gonna be in people's faces, running up to them, punching the fuck out of them, and dashing the fuck about.
The Paladin.
Like, you've got other spells you can use, but really all you wanna do is smite. Like, okay, if, like, fighters had a baby with, like, clerics and shit, so, like, you are hitting things with the holy power of God, or whatever thing you believe in, really. It can be the holy power of, like, well, fucking love of anime or some shit, whatever kind of oath you want. So you can, like, smite down your enemies with whatever ray of light that the heavens set upon you, or whatever kind of knowledge that, well, normally people would not actually say in public. Really depends. Alright.
The Rangers.
Okay, let's be nice. Let's be nice. Let's be nice about
Hey, let's be frank when it comes to the Ranger.
Oh, fuck.
So, this is the least picked class when it comes to D&D.
You are the Bear Grylls of the party. You can survive, adapt, and overcome.
While everyone can use magic.
The Rogue.
The rogue are usually sneaky little fellas. They're good at a lot of things. They're like there's gonna be something that's like they're pretty damn good at.
CIA, AGB,
The Sorcerer.
Nepotism.
nepotism.
Magic nepotism.
Yep, that's just it. They are spellcasters.
You get your magical powers from whatever parent and or bloodline you've got. The entire world has given you the gift of magic just because you came to be born. You can cast faster, you can cast more often, you can change your spells into different kinds of fucking spells.
Just don't be a wild magic sorcerer, for fuck's sake.
Or no, be a wild magic sorcerer, do the wild shit. Make more rolls and potentially fuck up your party.
The Warlock.
Sugar daddies. Not sugar daddies, sugar babies. They're sugar babies and they get their magic from their magic super daddies. Super daddies? Sugar daddies. Yeah. Your magic is borrowed from something else, hence your casting is a little bit different. You sort of just, like, use up all of it at once, whereas other people usually have a little bit more in the tank. Big ol' sugar daddy is only giving you, like, you know, 1 or 2 big gifts before, like, you have to do something for them. It can range from, like, Cthulhu to, like, gods to, like, well, the zombie next door, really, in terms of who you're serving.
Maybe you get your magic from your neighbor. He only wants you to do chores for them.
Either way, there's usually a price.
The Wizard.
Ah, the nerds.
Nerds!
Y'all had to study for your magic.
You have to work hard for your magic.
Other than being fuck, you've got yourself a book that you gotta put spells in all the time. Normally you get the most spells of the crew, but otherwise you gotta make sure that you don't die before getting to that point first, because it's kind of hard to keep you alive. But if you do make it, then you are God.
Think about it. In the world of dragons, magic, and make-believe, you still need to study.
Go to school, guys. Don't skip school.
The next step is to determine your ability score modifiers, and there are 2 ways of doing it. First is the point buy system, but we won't be talking about that much. But what we prefer to be doing is gambling. You're gonna get 4 6-sided dice, roll all 4 of them, drop the lowest one, add all 3 remaining dice, and do it 6 times, and allot these array of numbers in each category: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. We begin with strength.
Strength, that's pretty much how it sounds. Okay, how much can you lift, bro? Dexterity. I mean, how nimble are you with your hands and everything else? But like,
Constitution.
Okay.
How healthy are you?
Constitution. How healthy are you? Are you prone to get sick? Are you more likely to get cancer out of everyone else? Who knows?
That's just sad.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Big brain, big brain, big brain.
Nerd!
Wisdom.
Okay, wisdom has to do with a lot of different kind of shit. It's kind of weird. Like, okay, wisdom determines, like, oh, how perceptive you are of your surroundings, or, like, your knowledge on survival?
The Dalai Lama?
Things, how close you are to Bear Grylls? It's weird. But either way, it's interpret it how you want. Just, like, whatever your definition of wise is.
And charisma.
Riz.
Your Riz!
Riz. That's basically it.
Now, if you want a very serious and nitty-gritty number, here's an image of the ability score summary and each racial increase it has to the previous races that we talked about on character creation. And now that you have your race, class, and your ability scores written down, now it's time to describe your character. So based on your race, class, and how good, strong, rizzy your character is, then you could put that into what he or she or it looks like.
Who the fuck are you, basically, yo? I mean, this is the part where, like, the optional thing for, like, oh, like, art and whatever comes in, but really, you don't need that. Just, like, oh, just give a general description, whether or not you have, like, purple eyes or, like, a long dick.
That is true. I mean, if you look at it this way, if you create a dwarf named Bob, you already have a certain image of Bob. He could be sleek, thin, and very angry.
It's just the fundamental question of, like, okay, what kind of character are you gonna play in this game? Who the fuck are you bringing? Like, are you the kind of person that would beat up your grandma? Or are you the type of person that would actually, like, hand off candy to a baby instead? You know?
If you want to bring Joe Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist, you can bring him, or Saitama, or Bob the Builder.
Hell, you can bring yourself if you want. Self-insert. Who, like,
Yeah,
be, like,
self-insert.
the most powerful person. Either way, just determine how the fuck you're gonna describe who the hell this is.
If you're having trouble describing your character, you could go back to your ability score modifiers because it's already a good indication of the characteristics that your character is good or bad at. I mean, if you have high strength, then of course you could describe your character as very muscular. If you have high intelligence, then of course describe your character as the nerdiest of the nerds. If your character has a high constitution, then this guy can eat and drink his alcohol like there's no tomorrow.
If you have high charisma, you're basically a walking red flag.
Politician. You're just a politician at this point.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
either hot or a politician. Any politicians watching this video?
Any
Let us know
politician
in the
watching this
comments.
video, fuck you.
Being an adventurer is tough, and having your race, class, ability score modifiers won't cut it. You need your armor, your shield, your sword, your spellbook, your staff, and all those spellcasting paraphernalia that you wizards use. So here's a part in character creation that you need. Choose your equipment. Usually you have a starting goal that determines from your background or character description, and do some shopping. All you have to input is your armor class and then the weapons, and you're good to go.
If you're gonna be thinking of how to murder your folks, and assuming you don't have magical shit, and you're not a wizard that already needs a book, then, like, yeah, you can determine whether or not you want to hit people with, like, a giant meat stick or something. Who knows? Flavor your weapon how the hell you want. Make your great axe a fucking 2 meat cleavers. If we want to use a fucking boomerang, be Captain Boomerang. Go ahead. Like, how do you want to murder? Like, a lot of that also comes from your equipment. Do you want to bonk people? Do you want to bisect people? And how the hell do you want to look while you're bonking and bisecting people?
And this is where your funny looking dice comes in handy. Aside from the D20, the funny looking dice like the 12, D8, D6, D10, D4, they are also equivalent to what kind of weapon damage that your weapon would be dealing with.
The bigger dice deal the bigger damage, and the bigger dice also usually comes up with bigger weapons. So hey, take note if you want to have the fucking Buster Sword with you.
Talk to your DM for more information on equipment.
Right, so you got your sheet, you got your character, you got everything that you got, and if you don't, for the love of God, your DM is right there, and believe me, he or she, what they really want to play. They're eager to get you in here, and for the love of God, the fact that you've gotten through the entire process of making a sheet is already a big wonder. So hey, get your ass out of here. But, well, not yet. Subscribe first, then get your ass out of here, play your game.
Well, yeah, for fuck's sake, this video has been too long. So if you did not do your sheet, so rewatch this video again, so you can do it properly this time. So if you want to see more about tabletop RPGs and more of this, I don't know what is this, but yeah, more of this. Whatever this is. So like and subscribe. Our socials are Tavern Talk on Facebook, Tavern Talk on YouTube, and yeah, share it to your friends. Comment,
Let us know what else you want us to talk about.